Long ago, Prometheus stole fire from Zeus and the Olympian gods, gifting humanity the spark of creation. And today, we carry that same flame into Godot. Let's bring the fire. In video games, there are many ways to create a nice looking fire effect, but two main approaches stand out. One is using particles, which give us a dynamic and lively fire. The other is using a custom shader, which may not be as dynamic, but is highly flexible and can be adapted to any surface. In this tutorial, we will focus on the particle-based fire effect, since it's especially useful for moving objects and is primarily the most used method to create a fire effect. In this tutorial, I will guide you step by step to create your custom dynamic fire entirely from scratch. And also, if you want to go even further, I have prepared an additional collection of fire effects available in my Gumroad store. If you are interested, there's the link below. Now, without further ado, let's bring the fire. This tutorial is divided into three main parts. First, we will create a fire texture. Next, we will combine that texture with Godot's particle system to bring the fire to life. And finally, we will add extra details, sparks, lightning, and subtle effects to enhance the illusion of real fire. Alright, let's start creating our fire texture. To create our fire effect, the first thing we will need is a texture. For this example, I am going to use a website called Textured for VFX Database. I have mentioned it before in another video, and I even have a full tutorial dedicated to texture creation for VFX. But today, we will keep it simple and use one of these online textured generators. So in this case, I think I will use the Effect Texture Maker for the fire. This is a quite more straightforward option. We can get the image ready to go, ready to use directly using this tool. And of course, you can adjust all kinds of parameters here. You can even animate the texture. There are tons of options to play with here, but after experimenting quite a bit, the one I have enjoyed the most is the Explosion 2 preset. It just gives a really dynamic look and feels perfect for the fire. So let's see, let's modify some parameters. Maybe we can adjust the camera angle to get a more interesting result. Decrease the density, something like so. And I want to increase the emission quite a bit. And maybe I will add some bloom. I will disable the texture colors. We don't need the colors in the textures since we can modify them directly in the game engine. Okay, I think this looks nice. We also have more options here if you want to make this toonish. But I don't want this, so I will disable this for now. And let's go ahead and download this image as a PNG. Alright, our fire texture is ready. Now let's build a particle system to bring that fire to life. Let's move to Godot, and I want to import my fire texture. And maybe we can change the name. Let's actually name it Texture Fire 1. Great, we will use it in a moment, but first we need to go ahead and create a GPU particle system. And in order for these particles to work, we need to do two things. First, we need to create a particle process material, and also we need to assign a mesh. In this case, I want to select a quad mesh. Okay, so now we have a lot of quad meshes falling down, and this is because of the gravity. So let's go to the particle process material, and let's go to gravity and set the gravity to a positive gravity of 1. So it goes up like this. And maybe we can add some randomness to this and also modify the spawn position. So I want this planes to spawn into a sphere position with a radius of 0.2. Okay, let's actually give it some more velocity. So let's go to velocity, and I want the velocity to go up into the y-axis, not into the x-axis. So I will set this to 0 and set this to 1, and let's set a random velocity between 1 and 2. Okay, maybe it spreads a lot, so let's reduce the spreadness. And also, let's give it some more variation. Let's give it another velocity, and I want to give it a radial velocity between 0 and 0.5, just to give it some extra variation. There's one more thing I would like to do here. Go to display, and let's add some size variation to these planes. Let's give it a random scale between 0.9 and 1.4. And also, let's go to the scale, and I want to create a new curve to control the size of these planes. So I want these planes to start very small, and then I want them to grow like so. Right, so with this, we already have the basic movement of the fire. Now it's time to make this look like a real fire. And in order to do that, we need to create a material. So let's go to the material, to geometry, and let's create a standard material. And here in the albedo option, we can go ahead and assign our fire texture. And okay, it looks quite weird because transparency is disabled. So let's go to transparency and let's set this to alpha. Also, I don't want this texture to be affected by the light. So let's go to shading and set the shading mode to be unshaded. Let's also go to vertex color and enable these two options. By doing this, we can then modify the colors in the particle system. So this is very important. Don't forget to enable these two options. Okay, one more thing. As you remember, this is just a bunch of planes. So if I turn my camera, you cannot see the fire. But don't worry, this is very easy to fix in the standard material. Just set the billboard to particle billboard. And by activating this special option, now these particle planes will always face at the camera direction. As you can see, this texture looks quite weird. Maybe if I... Oh, okay, if I enable this option for my texture, it looks quite better, I guess. Just for this texture, for some reason. So I will enable this. And with this, the material is ready. Let's add some more variation. So let's go up once again to the particle process material. And let's do some more changes. Maybe I can enable rotation into these particles, rotate Y. And now I can give it some random rotation angle between minus 180 and 180. Alright, let's also increase the amount. I will set an amount of maybe 50 particles. And also, let's change the lifetime to 1.2. Okay, now let's add some color to this. So let's go to the particle process material. Let's go to display, color. Now let's add some nice color to this. Let's try with a nice color, and also let's increase the intensity. Let's see. I want something reddish, orangish, something like this. Great. I also want this color to change over the time. In order to do that, I will need to create a color ramp. And let's invert this, because I want the fire to be very bright at the beginning. And then I want it to go darker at the end, but not too dark. Maybe we can reduce the the darkness of this to a more grayish color. And also, I will add some other point here because I prefer this to be more bright in the middle. So let me adjust this and add some reddishness over here. But we need one more thing. We also want this smoke to disappear gradually. So that way the transition is smoother. So let's go to the alpha curve and let's create a new curve to control, set this to red, a new curve. And with this, we can control the transparency from going full opaque to full transparent. And of course, I want this fire to be full opaque at the beginning. And then over the end, I want it to go transparent. Okay, with this, we've got a basic fire. Now it's time to take it to the next level by adding sparks and some lightning effects. Okay, as for the sparks, we need to create another GPU particle system, and let's name these sparks. And of course, this is the fire. But also, in order to keep things organized, we can also go ahead and create a node 3D and put everything, all the particles inside this node 3D, just to keep everything organized. And let's also name this VFX Fire. Anyways, for the sparks, we have nothing. Of course, we need to create another particle process material and assign a mesh. Once again, I will choose a quad mesh. So we have a lot of quad meshes falling down. We will adjust this in a moment, but first, let's also create a new material. And we need to assign a texture for these particles. Let me see if I have any texture that can work for the sparks. Give me a moment. Cool, so I have found this simple circle texture. It's a super simple texture, but it should get the job done. So let's use this. Let's assign it to the material, to the albedo. Let's go to transparency and set the blend mode to add. And let's go to shading and set the shading mode to unshaded. So I don't want these particles to be affected by the light. Enable these two options so we can modify the colors in the particle system. We need to enable this special option, this particle billboard option. So now the particles are always facing at the camera. Cool. So with this, the material is done. Let's also add some render priority so it renders always in front of the fire. And now let's go back to the particle process material and let's modify these options here. Okay, first, I think these particles are too big. So let's change the size. I will give it a random scale with a value between 0.04 and 0.09. Also, I want these particles to have some flickering effect, like a blinking effect. And in order to do that, I want to create a new scale curve. So if the value is 1, the particles are at the full size. And if it's 0, the particles shrink and basically disappear. So in order to get that flickering effect, what I'm going to do is to add some crazy randomness fluctuations in the size of the particle. Let's do something crazy. Let's see, something super random. Yeah, something super random like this should give us that blinking effect in the particle. Excellent. Now let's give it some color. I want to give it a very strong, intense color. I want something very reddish, orangish, like the fire color. Now let's change the movement. I want to remove the gravity, so let's set the gravity to 0. Or actually 1, so it goes up like the fire. And also let's give it some randomness into the position, into the spawn position. I want them to spawn into a ring position that is similar to the fire. So this ring should point up in the y-axis with a ring of 0.6 radius and an inner radius of maybe 0.4, I guess. Yes, so now it fits into the fire size. Let's add some more velocity. Let's go to the velocity. And I want the velocity to go up into the y-axis, not in the x-axis. And I want it to have a random velocity between 0.5 and 2. And maybe it spreads a lot, so let's reduce quite a bit the spreadness. Okay, let's also add some randomness to the particles. Let's increase the amount to 35 particles. And there you go. Here we have a dynamic fire effect with some sparks. I think it's looking very nice. And there's one more thing we could do to take this effect even further. We can also add a light to this effect. So I can go ahead and add a light, an Omnilight 3D. And of course, let's put a reddish, orangish color, like this. But we can also play with this energy value. Maybe we can animate it to make it like blinking, like the real fire effect. And we can do this using an animation player. So I can also go ahead and create an animation player. And here in the animation, I will create a new property. Let's name it init. And I will also enable this little option. So with this animation starts automatically. And what I am going to do is to go to the light and set an initial value for the animation. So over here, at the beginning of the animation, at the second 0, the light will have this energy of 2.8. And then increase a lot at the second 0.1 of the animation. Let me actually zoom in this animation. Okay, so the light increases. And maybe over here at the second 0.4, it decreases a lot. So we get this blinking effect. Let's actually keep adding more values to this animation. Okay, maybe it's going too fast, so I will increase the length of the animation so I can play a bit more with the timing. Let's see. Oh, okay, I like this. This is much better. So that's essentially it, guys. I hope you learned something new today. Thanks for watching, and a special thanks to my top tier patrons this month: Hovin Foolish, A Cackling Hyena, Frank Blair, Johan Fisher, Alexander Jiggs, Amin Osmar, Timo, Paul Dinas, Phoenix Astra, Michael Lidon. Thank you so much, everyone. Your support means a lot to me and to this channel. See you in the next video.